Of course, they're going to put over who they want to put over, but I feel as a whole, um, there's so much more they can be doing with the ECW brand. So, and we all know ECW's hot. People love ECW.
Let me see.
I know I do.
Ooh, still hot. Look at that. Finger
scorching.
All right. Getting in here right now on YouTube. A YouTube exclusive. It's been a while since we jumped in the old Eyes Up Here studio. But today we're going to talk about a top 5 list. You all right? Your mic okay? You knocked something over? You good? I know it's been a while.
My big boobs knocked it over.
I have run into that problem sometimes myself, so it's all good.
You are a big boob, but anyway.
Oh, geez, I'm just one big giant one here. Oh, but before we get started, hello, Queen of Extreme. How are you? Welcome back.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's been good. It's been very good. But I'm happy to be in here talking about a top 5 list. Interesting little topic here. There's been a brand new semi-new YouTube channel that's been picking up a lot of steam lately called the WWE Vault. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I have not. I have not seen it nor heard about it.
So the WWE Vault is interesting. Sorry about that. The WWE Vault is very interesting. It's basically the WWE doing 2 things. One, it's picking up all their views that they've kind of lost over the years by people uploading content of theirs. But it's also a way for them to kind of cleanse the palate of not being able to move some of their content over to Netflix when they move Monday Night Raw over to Netflix in the next few weeks, when they make that huge move in the next, a couple of months, 3 weeks, something like that. So this is the WWE Vault channel on YouTube. You haven't seen this at all?
No. How many subscribers? Oh, wow. They have a lot of subscribers.
They're a few ahead of us.
Yeah, I'd say.
By a hair.
I can't believe I'm not in their thumbnail or on their banner.
After that NXT appearance,
I
thought you would have been there.
You would think I'd be like right in the middle of Stone Cold and Razor Ramon. How dare they?
The WWE Vault, the #1 channel on YouTube for classic matches, hidden gems, and never before seen footage.
Ooh, I like that. I like the archived Vault stuff.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It is unbelievable if you're an old school fan. Okay.
Now, are we even allowed to show their YouTube page?
We can show the page. No, we can show the page. I'm showing the page. I'm not showing the footage.
Yeah,
I'm just showing the page.
We seem to get in trouble when we put like 5 seconds of a video up. We get
copyright. This is just I'm just complimenting their page.
Okay.
Beautiful. Dark matches that people and fans have been talking about for years that they wanted to see. If we talked about the Wrestle Rock Rumble years ago, you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
They put up the video, but they also had behind the scenes footage from the AWA that they put a compilation of.
Oh, wait, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, 35-year-old footage from the AWA that's never been seen.
I like footage. Like I was just, this has nothing to do with wrestling, but I was just watching something on Duran Duran, and they were showing backstage footage from the when they sang "Feed the World," the Christmas song. And they were what's that?
I was too.
Did you watch? So they were showing like them in the room, like before they all started singing, like Simon and Boy George were like walking and fans saw them. They were screaming at Simon, and like all the interactions with John Taylor and Bananarama and all the different groups that were there. And I like seeing the behind the scenes stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know it's always been kayfabe and kayfabe is dead and all, but back then is when you would really think that everything would have to be like on the hush hush. You know, nobody can see this stuff because it was the 80s and kayfabe was very, very prominent in the world of professional wrestling. And now it isn't. You know, you can work a match with someone and then afterwards you're tweeting a picture of each person hugging each other when you were just killing each other. So I like this. I like this idea a lot.
Yeah. I mean, and you're 100% right. So in the 80s, they had the AWA footage. They also had Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon outtakes from Primetime Wrestling. I
So
mean, like,
good.
unbelievable that they're putting this stuff out. And like, they're just like, oh yeah, we found this footage. Here it is. But they're putting together compilations that like you would see like on old tape trading websites, the history of this feud, like the complete history of a feud, start to finish, or the lead up to a big match. Survivor Series just passed. They showed the whole lead up to what caused this team to be against this team. They're putting up entire home videos that used to be released in the stores like Best Buy. Just like an old school fan's wet dream, because it is the old school content. Maybe up to like 2016 could be like the most like recent videos I've seen on here. Insane stuff. So I want to ask you this, okay? We're going to go back to ECW.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you, and I mean, I can help too. We're going to put together a top 5 list of what ECW content should be pulled out of the WWE Vault now that they own all of ECW's content.
Wow. Okay. The first thing that just came to my mind, believe it or not, when you just mentioned bloopers, I wonder if there's footage from us doing our promos. Like all those promos that were not good enough to make the cut. I love bloopers. I would love to see a highlight reel of just the boys trying to cut their promos and how many F-bombs were dropped because we had to start all over again. And it was 3:30 in the morning and we were exhausted and still didn't get paid and get our checks. Yeah, we were waiting. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be something, because out of the blue, this was a while ago, I came across, it must have been a YouTube video, but somebody had me. Yeah, it was myself and I think Shane and Chris Candido. I don't know if Bam Bam was in it, but it was bloopers. And
was it really?
Video, yes. And one video, somebody messed up. It was either Chris or Shane. And then I start dancing in the middle of them, and there was it was a bunch of bloopers. And I said to myself,
maybe it was from here.
Huh?
Maybe it was from here.
I don't know. This was a while ago. I don't know how old this channel was. But I said to myself, where did this person get this footage? Because I had never seen it before. It had to be at the ECW arena. We were in front of lockers. Like, there were random lockers. I don't know. But I always like to watch bloopers. I love to watch movie bloopers, like when they mess up on set and everybody's cackling like hens. Like, I love that stuff. So I would like to see if they had bloopers of us. That would be one of the things I would enjoy. As far as like matches or history, I guess one of the big ones would probably be the Dreamer Raven feud.
Okay.
Like the history of how that came to play. Now I know a lot of these they can't show everything, right? They would have to like condense it for the
they'll jump around. They'll edit stuff out
or whatever. Yeah. But that Dreamer Raven was a big part of ECW. So I feel like that would be one of the feuds that would make the list.
Okay, I would agree with that.
Okay, do you have one?
Yeah, I do actually.
I'm sure.
How about? Yeah, I could sit here for days and talk to you about these, but I got this one. How about the Sandman's transition from Surfer Sandman to the Sandman we know and love.
The drunk Sandman.
The drunk Sandman. But you know, and how they do these are like they don't have to do like, you know, again, the build up, the story, whatever. I just want to see I just want to see when did it finally happen? I want to see the transition of the Sandman.
When did he lose the wetsuit and the board?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. I think
Yeah.
that would be a good history lesson.
And you know, it's funny, if I throw this up on the screen, that could throw people some mixed signals. So the transition of the Sandman, I'm meaning from a character point of view.
Right?
But also too, if you remember, we covered the first episode of ECW ever.
Yes, we did.
And if you've never seen the Surfer Sandman before, go back and watch that episode that we did covering that first episode. It is just a sight to see how different the Surfer Sandman character is, to include the footage from Memphis that is included in the video promoting him in ECW. So completely different guy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you're talking, you know, a good segue from Sandman, what about Steve Austin's run in ECW? Wasn't a long one, but it was a memorable one. And I feel like a lot of people might not know that Steve, you know, actually came through our doors and actually did the job to Mikey Whipwreck, which was a big deal back then. One of the best promos was the Monday Night Quill. And if you haven't watched it, go back and look it up because it's funny as hell. And it's Steve Austin behind a desk. And instead of Monday Night Show, it's Monday Night Quill because Night Quill puts you to sleep. And that was a joke. And, you know, Steve's comedic chops were on par that evening. So it's good stuff. There was good stuff with Steve in ECW. And it was a shame that he didn't stay a little longer, but we knew he was just passing through. So still a fun run. So I would like to see the evolution. I'm pretty sure there was an evolution of Steve Austin, but to start where he was, like with us, like that little part, it's interesting to see what he did in our company.
Yeah, from appearing behind Joey Styles dressed as Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, just funny parodies.
Yeah, to that unbelievable promo where he's dead set straight in the camera and cuts that I'm going to be the superstar I always knew that I could be. That is one of the best promos in, I think, professional wrestling history.
They should definitely showcase that.
All right, so my turn?
Yeah, your turn.
Okay, so we just had these guys recently on the channel, but what do you think about if we can find all of them? Because now I'm going to ask you this. I'm sure we did not see all of the BWO parodies. Did the BWO do other parodies on house shows that we didn't get a chance to see on TV?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. There was more than Kiss. I know that. Kiss is the famous one. Like when they did the Kiss, I believe Don E. Allen was part of that one as well. He was a temporary BWO or an honorary BWO member that evening. But I think they did several. I'm not really sure if
they did. Didn't they do the Flock of Seagulls one or whatever it was? They did the one where they did the strut.
I know. I know there was just more than the Kiss one.
The Kiss one was great, but then obviously they're the BWO. They're the parody themselves. So, but you know that when they did the Kiss one, they did that on TV. But do you remember them doing anything like that on house shows?
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it. I wish Mimi was here to ask, because I'm sure there's more than that. But that would be fun to see the evolution of the BWO and how that group faction came to be. I'd like to see that.
Maybe they did a Twisted Sister parody and dressed up like Twisted Sister.
No, I don't believe they did that one.
I was just thinking of makeup. Yeah,
I can't. The one that sticks out in my head is Kiss.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we all saw it in the intro.
The
ECW every week.
But, yeah, that would be a good one. How about
There's one that we might be missing.
well, I have another one. How about Brian Pillman? Because Brian
Oh,
Pillman, again, he was a wild child when he was in ECW, and of the stuff that he did, in WWF or WWE at the time with the gun and in the house and the crazy. But I'm pretty sure in ECW he threatened to pee
he did.
in the ring or on a fan or something crazy.
It was right in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the ring.
He was going to whip out his Johnson.
He was. And
piss right in the middle of the ring.
I mean, again, it was a short tenor, just like with Steve Austin, a very short trip for Brian Pillman, but a memorable one. And if you haven't seen it, I think the build up and how we got him in the company would be a cool story to retell. So I think that would be fun to relive.
Let me ask you this about Pillman. Mm-hmm. What did you think about the fact that ECW is still selling Pillman shirts even after he left?
Why not?
Well, he wasn't there anymore.
Who
He's
cares?
still selling his merchandise.
They were made. We had to get rid of them.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. What do you do when you have a bunch of shirts left over? Are you just going to throw them out?
You send them to like Ethiopia.
You're going to go to the next town and you're going to sell them.
But I was always surprised they were on TV. It says we can't show you the Brian Pillman shirt because the censors won't allow it.
Yeah. Well, wasn't that the same with mine? Didn't they black out the back of my T-shirt?
You're
disgusting.
Your shirt was just downright crude.
My shirt was crude, but it was one of the best-selling shirts.
Teaching children very crude things about the anatomy.
I didn't come up with it. And the best is when people tell me, they go, I wore that shirt to school and I got in trouble. And I'm like, of course you got in trouble. Look what it said on the back of the shirt. Like, come on. Even the front of the shirt. But yeah, anyway, I think Pillman's story would be fun to tell. So
there's one out there that I could say now, but I might hold off on. I might let you say it, but there's another one I'm going to throw out there before I get to the other one. How about the entire run of Rey Mysterio Jr.
Ray.
ECW?
Very good. Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff we didn't get a chance to see. I mean, we saw the amazing TV matches. We saw some of the matches that were released on some of the Extreme Warfare tapes, but I bet you there's stuff that might be recorded that they never saw the light of day.
Yeah, I mean, Rey Mysterio, Juventud Guerrera, Psychosis. We had Super Crazy Tajiri. We had so many great workers. Rey was one of them. Again, I don't know how long Rey did stay with us, but his time there was memorable. I got to share the ring with him like maybe once or twice. He came out when I took Total Elimination. He was involved in something with 911, and
he was.
Yeah. But Ray's a sweetheart. He's always been super nice to me, and gosh, such a great worker. So yeah, I think his story in ECW would be something that people would be interested in for sure.
Okay.
So I would like to see the transition from Todd Gordon to Paul Heyman. I would like somebody to tell that story. Now, I don't know how much footage we have, about the inner workings of the company, but I feel like, we saw Todd's first show. And yes, absolutely. We saw the first show and we were critiquing it, and, wasn't the best show that was ever put out, but it was the first show. And the evolution from ECW, which was Eastern, to Extreme. So maybe Gordon to Heyman, or Eastern to Extreme, the transition over. That would be an interesting topic to see.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
When I was rewatching all those November to Remember videos, you watch the one that was done around the time of Eastern, Championship Wrestling, and it does have a different feel to it versus the ones that you would see only a year or so later, when the product evolved, 2000%. So yeah, you're completely right.
Yeah. I think Eastern to Extreme would be a very interesting concept. Just to note the differences and, the differences on camera, but also the differences in the leadership. It would be cool to see. So, that would be something.
You want one more?
Sure.
What's kind of a big enchilada hanging out there right now?
Enchilada. The whole enchilada.
The whole enchilada. This was a pizza with a lot of anchovies.
Ugh.
How about the full, entire story of Shane Douglas versus the Pitbulls? And I mean the whole thing. Matches, promos.
It would be a long time, though.
This might be 6 hours
of
everything. It might be. Whoever's going to program it's going to be going through a lot of tape. But, again, it might be worth it. But this is the stuff. Is there something out there that we've never seen that maybe you want to pull out? Maybe there's a match. Maybe there was a show. There's something. And we've seen a lot of house show footage over the years that's popped up. Yeah. Maybe. But I would love to see this from start to finish, how it all went through. Promos, you guys, the Christmas promo, at the beach with the floaters floating by, all the things that you guys did, start to finish, Shane and yourself versus the Pitbulls.
Yeah, this would be, I keep using the word evolution, but this would be the evolution of the franchise and Francine as well, the pairing. And, 3.5 years together, and probably would have still been together if he didn't jump ship to WCW. But that would be a hell of a story to tell. Everything leading up to the Four Corners match and the night that I turned on the Pitbulls, and then, going with Shane, and then the Halo, and I don't know, just everything leading up to that would be amazing. So yeah, I'd be all for that. I told you I don't watch old stuff unless somebody resurfaces it on my feed, on my socials. So I have not seen any of this in quite a while, and it would be interesting to relive the whole feud, because I'm sure there's stuff I forget.
Right.
But
yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that would be fun. I think people would be into that too. So, God, there's so much that they can do with the ECW brand if they choose to do so. Now, I don't know if they're even going to dive into ours, but why wouldn't they? They need content. If they're diving into the other, the other brands, why wouldn't they do ours?
Yeah, they're hitting AWA. They're hitting. They're pulling out stuff from Puerto Rico. So, I typed ECW into their search bar. First thing that pops up is Sabu versus RVD, August 15th, 2006.
So that's with them.
But that's the WWECW.
Yes.
Yep. That's the first thing that pops up.
Right.
Then the next thing that pops up is WWE Top 10 Sabu's Greatest Moments.
Oh, okay.
But it's a picture of Sabu in WWE.
It's the fake ECW.
Right. And then, you keep going down the list. You're like, right. Okay. So they really haven't touched the ECW Vault yet. The first legit ECW clip that pops up is Tyler Fullington becoming the disciple of Raven.
Oh,
that's the first clip. That's what I thought. So that's literally the first clip that pops up for ECW.
Wow.
Like, well, that's a good one to pick.
That's interesting. Tyler's over.
So
yeah, I mean, I think they need to. Gosh, they have all the footage. They know what they should be putting up. I think in due time, as the channel. How old is their channel?
Let's see. This channel has been around since May.
Okay, so it's going on a year. It'll be it's a half a year.
It's got 304 million views.
It's a half a year. Okay, so it'll be a year in May. I feel like I don't think they'll ever run out of content, but
No,
eventually, if they get to the ECW product, I would feel we would see our faces on there in some capacity. I don't know. We should, but there's so many interesting things that they can bring up. I honestly wonder what happened to all the footage of the bloopers. Like, did we just discard them? Did they get rid of them? Were they like erased? Like, how does that work when you use that big camera? Do you erase footage, or do you just, I don't know.
It just depends. Were they like really meticulous about how they recorded stuff?
No.
Sometimes, old territories used to have to tape over things to keep their libraries fresh and keep the costs down. So maybe that was the case. But when we release this, and this is tweeted out, that could be a question that is asked to the WWE Vault. And you know what? If you want to see more ECW content, ask them in their comments. Ask them for ECW. And that's the only way you'll start to get it. So they listen, because they put up so much random, obscure things from reading the comments. They put up so many like Japanese wrestling from the WWF that like they gotta read the comments, because I don't even know some of these guys that wrestled in the WWF, and I've been watching the WWF my whole life.
Really?
Yes, that's how obscure they go.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Of course, they're going to put over who they want to put over, but I feel as a whole, there's so much more they can be doing with the ECW brand. So, and we all know ECW's hot. People love ECW.
Let me see.
I know I do.
Ooh, still hot. Look at that. Finger
scorching. Yeah. But,
all right. Well,
it's like a fun page, and if you have nothing to do besides watching my content, you can go over there and watch their content.
That's right.
Yeah.
200%. So we'll see how it goes. I think this is a step in the right direction.
Oh, okay. Well, get on that. Get on that, would you? Cool.
Okie dokie. Well, ready to get out of here?
Yes.
Do you have anything to say before we go?
Peace out, homie.
Peace out, homie. Can't say it any better myself.
Oh, should I plug something?
Plug something. Why don't
you? For those watching, New Year's Eve, if you have nothing to do, come on over to Signed by Superstars and spend your New Year's Eve with me. I will be hosting from 7 p.m. until whenever, and I will have ring-worn items. I will have brand new 8x10s that are posted. You can go now and look. You can mail in something for me to sign. There will be a mystery wheel that we will be playing Truth or Dare on. So each wedge wins a prize. Each prize contains a number. It's either myself or Rob, and you get to ask us Truth or Dare. And if it's something that we cannot do, we will take a shot, which will be fun, and we will be drunk. So get your credit cards ready and come see me this New Year's Eve, and we will have a good old time. I can't wait.
Get your credit cards ready.
Get your credit cards ready.
Spin that wheel.
That's right.
Let's go. All right. Well, we'll get out of here for today. This is a great one. Get the vault queued. Get out of here now for the Queen of Extreme. This is the Chadster. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Hey there, it is the Queen of Extreme, Francine from ECW. Do you want to see more of me? Click over here to watch another video, or click over here to listen to my podcast. And as always, thank you for your support.